God's agenda. May the Lord bless you and allow us to have a few minutes together with God. John 10:10, Jesus says, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Life is filled with uncertainty and competing priorities. It's vital to remember that God has a perfect plan for each of us, a plan that leads to an abundant life, joy, and peace. Sometimes God's agenda involves enduring hardship to reveal His strength and grace in our lives. But God's intention for our lives is very clear. He wants us to experience fullness, prosperity, and hope. This abundance is not just about material wealth, but about the richness of our relationship with Him, the joy that comes from His presence, and the peace that surpasses understanding. True joy is found in our relationship with God. It's the joy that remains even in the face of trials and challenges because it is rooted in the eternal and the unchanging nature of God. This joy is not depend on our circumstances, but on our connection with God. The peace Jesus offers is profound, a peace that remains in our hearts regardless of external situations. So how do you trust God's agenda? You need to spend time in prayer and scripture, building a deep and personal relationship with Him. Thank God for His blessings and learn to be content in all circumstances. Find joy and fulfillment in serving others. Reflecting God's love is tangible and it's important. Trusting God's agenda can be challenging. We often face situations where our desires conflict with God's will. It requires faith to believe that God knows best and trust in God's plan even when it seems to contradict His promises or our deepest desires. This leads to God's provision and blessing. I'd like to leave you with this promise found in Philippians 4, verse 4, which encourages us and says, Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Have a blessed day, and remember that God's agenda for us is an abundant life filled with joy and peace. So let's seek Him daily, trust in His promises, and live out the fullness of life He has graciously given us. May the joy of the Lord be our strength and His peace guard our hearts and minds.